boys? What is up, everybody? What is up, gamers? As some people like to say. Yeah, anyways. Hi, everybody. How are we doing? Yeah. Anyways. Wrong button. Hey, everybody! Welcome to today's stream. Hope everybody's doing well. As you can tell by the stream title, we're painting some Final Fantasy 16 stuff. Because I recently started playing Final Fantasy 16, and let me just tell you, it is cinema. It is actually really good. And let's just say, it runs very well on the Steam Deck. Very good performance all around. And yeah, I'm just excited for today's stream because I've never drawn anything from Final Fantasy 16. Happy birthday, Joe. Yeah, that sign is staying. You better believe it, that sign is staying. Come hella high water, it's staying here. And speaking of water, remember to drink. Remember to drink. And stay hydrated. Because that's good for you. Anyways, so here, as I've already spoiled, are you working? Okay, now you're working. Very good. I did this quick sketch earlier this morning because it came into my mind. The idea popped into my head, and yeah, so we're drawing Clive Rossfield from Final Fantasy 16, a game that actually a few people said I should play, either on or off stream, and of course off stream, because it's such a long game, and I'm not really one for playing 90-hour JRPGs on stream. And I'm not going to neglect YouTube chat, so who do we have here today? Let's just say hello to everybody. Well, this is not many, everybody, but hello, hello. Okay, Sad and Doug, we got you there. Whatever. I don't know what I'm trying to do. Anyways. Yeah, I did this quick little rough makeup sketch here just to get a feel for what I'm drawing. Of course, it is young Clive from the beginning of the game, because that's where I am so far in the game, at the, early beginning. And yeah, it's actually good. I like it a lot. Not recently, but last year, Final Fantasy 16 started getting a lot of hate for some reason. Like, all the hate shifted over from 15, which nobody liked, except for me. I like 15 a lot. It shifted from 15 to 16, when just a few months earlier everybody was saying how great 16 was. So, anyways, as always, I have a few reference photos here up on my monitor, my second screen. And yeah, we're just going to get right into it. So Clive does have this very anime hairstyle, as you can, you could probably tell. I don't know if this painting will turn out perfect, but we'll just see how it goes. We'll see how it goes, because, every painting, basically, it's just, like, not up to chance whether it's good or not, but it's, I'm praying to RN Jesus, let's say. Okay, that's the wrong way. That's, okay. That's right. I also have references for his sword and stuff. So basically everything. I don't know if this will be, like, a simpler kind of painting or whatnot, but we'll just see where it goes, how it goes. And I did finish the script for the manga that I'm going to be working on for the Kadokawa manga contest. I don't know if I'll be able to make it till the contest. I don't know if I'll be able to submit in time, but I also started storyboarding this morning, so should be fine. Should be fine. All right, so how does this outfit look? So he's got like see, that's already kind of looking like Clive. That's already kind of looking like him, just with the hair. But yeah, first of all, I want to thank Mimi Chair for collaborating with me last stream. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I really did enjoy the stream, and it went very well. So if somebody could clip that, and maybe not, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, the voice acting for Final Fantasy 16 is really good. Like, I mean, there's some talent there. I mean, there's a reason why they choose those voice actors. And I like it that... Wait, what was... Yeah, 13 was futuristic looking. 14 was the online game, so that doesn't count. 15 was futuristic. 16, I'd say, is that return back to the fantasy roots, you know? So I like that a lot. When I think of Final Fantasy, I think of, you know, like Final Fantasy 9. Yeah, I think of chocobos and those sorts of things. You know, medieval high fantasy. Not medieval fantasy, that's Dark Souls, but like high fantasy. That's what I think of, at least. Alright, he also has an earring. But I can definitely say doing those quick sketches every day for about 15 to 20 minutes. It's not, I wouldn't say it's warming up or warm-ups or anything like that. But I would say that it's definitely good practice for getting quicker. I will definitely say that. Alright, we got to give him a more pointy nose. There's too much face over here. 111 subs. Yeah, I saw that this morning and thought that was crazy. I was like, damn, 111 subs? How, though? How does that work, though? I'm like, that's great, but how does that work? Like, already at 111 subs? Like, if you think about that in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot of subs. That's not a earth-shattering, world-breaking, cataclysmic amount of subscribers on ye olde YouTube. But it's more than I thought. Okay, he also has big shoulder pads? Am I getting that right? Oh, jeez. Now it's gone. Gotta redo that. Okay, let's look here. Yes, he does. I was looking at the artwork for Final Fantasy 16, you know, today, because, you know, I always need to look at the artwork just to know how they drew not to know how they drew the characters, but to just see how the artists portrayed the characters in their concept art and stuff. And man, the artwork is top tier. Of course it is, because it's Square Enix. So it's like, damn. I really love the artwork in Final Fantasy 16. Anyway, I'm rambling. It is, though. I got 4 subscribers. You'll get more. Now the center line of stitching here, because there is. Alright, and his sword. This is something that I had to go and personally look for, like really hard. It was hard to find references for the sword. But I did find it eventually, and it is a very cool design though. So the wrapped handle, I'm just going to do very loose and sketchy lines. Okay, there it is. Now we're going to have to put the sheath on his back. How does his shirt look? It's a very tight-fitting shirt, I'll say. Alright, this sketch will need a lot of improving, but so far it's actually looking not bad. I will say that. It's not bad. It's not great either, but hello? What? Birthday? Sign. It's the sign. That most of you are oblivious to. Now we're not going to go for an ultra realistic style because that's not me. I'm not here to deliver ultra realistic art styles. But I'll go a little bit more, a bit more anatomically correct, I'd say. Maybe a little tiny bit more. Like, my man is rocking this haircut with no problem. It's like, damn. Like, if this haircut was in any other game or setting, it would be cringe. But since it's Final Fantasy, that makes it cool. And speaking of Final Fantasy, something cool that I saw yesterday was that Square Enix is re-releasing Final Fantasy VII again, and it's an enhanced version on Steam. So they have the original version of Final Fantasy VII right now that you can buy, and this year they're releasing a new PC version, which is enhanced and should have like improvements done to the game. I mean, to be fair, it is 29 years old? It's from 1997. Yeah, 29 years old. So not exactly a new game. So I think it does need a few improvements here and there, but not like too many. But it does, I am excited for it. And they said that if you own the original version of Final Fantasy VII on Steam, the current version that's available, then you will receive the new version completely free. And welcome into 07. I forgot to say that. Alright, let's flip the canvas. The dreaded canvas flip. Boo! That's not good. Free transform. There we go. Let's adjust the mouth. Maybe adjust the eye a little. But yeah, Final Fantasy 16 does run on Steam Deck. It's not perfect, but it's definitely more playable than Stalker 2. But Stalker 2 literally doesn't run on anything, so that's not saying a whole lot. I think the nostril's a bit too far. How long have I been streaming? 27 minutes. That is not a very long amount of time. Maybe if I made him a little bit bigger. No worries for not saying hello. Well, you know, maybe. You know, I say hello to everyone who shows up. And that would be a little weird if I did every time and then suddenly not. Okay, I think his face is a little messed up looking. Like it was gently grazed by a car one day. So... It's 207 on YouTube? No, he's on Twitch. What a way to end a Friday. Yeah, highlighted message. Thank you, Synth, for highlighting your message, I guess. Yeah, today I figured out how to make... You know, how to upload thumbnails for YouTube streams. So I did that. And the stream over on YouTube has a funny thumbnail. And if you want to see it, since viewers on Twitch can't exactly see that, here's the thumbnail on YouTube. You aren't missing much, but I just slapped this together very quickly to be that. Hi, Fabian. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We got everybody here today. That's cool. Anyway, Fabian, you'll probably like this. We are painting a Final Fantasy 16 painting. So I would... Okay. What I want to do is fix his face a little. Because your face is a little messed up. Just a little messed up. Okay. Okay, I feel like if we just left his face, that other eye out. I feel like if we just covered it up with hair, that would be easier. Like, I'm not one of those artists that will just cover up the face with hair. I'm not that lazy yet. But in this case, I think it makes sense. Because he does have a lot of hair on this head of his. So, may as well just cover up the other eye, because his face is at a weird perspective as well. His face is at like an angle. It's looking good so far. Can't wait to see the full piece. Yeah, me neither. I hope it turns out good at least, you know. He does have patterns and stuff in his friggin' shoulder armor and stuff. Okay. So I think we're gonna try. You know how it is sometimes when I try something new. It sometimes don't end up too well. And a lot of times don't end up too well. So, I'm just gonna say this now. This might turn out to be butt ugly because of a me mistake, and that's perfectly fine. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the collab stream with Mimi Chair. It was very, not short notice, but it was like, you know, it went quickly, and we we're like, okay, schedule it this time, perfect. And then it was on, so I had fun on the stream, just chatting and drawing. You know, anytime I do fan art, I draw it in a way, like as if the company asked me to draw it, you know what I mean? I know that's like self-imposed stress, but I don't know, sometimes I get results. I try to stick to the source material as close as possible. And that's not what Christoph Gans tried with his new frickin' Silent Hill movie. Jeez, what a mess. Has anybody gone and watched that? Has anybody gone and seen the Silent Hill movie? The new Return to Silent Hill? Return to Slop, more like. Because all the reviews that I've seen say that it was garbage. Even more garbage than the first one. Than the first Silent Hill movie. Like, I'm not surprised it's bad. No, I want it to stay that way. Yeah. Like, I'm not surprised whatsoever that it was a bad movie. Because the first one was really bad. Take my word for it. I am a big fan of Silent Hill. Not me. Good. Keep it that way. It's like, jeez. Like, I didn't watch it, right? Because it's not. Because I'm not going to go and watch. I'm not going to go pay to watch garbage. I'm just going to wait till it's like home video release or whatever. But like, they changed the story so much and it's so bad. It's not even good. Not even good changes that they made. It's just bottom of the barrel C tier garbage. Anyway, okay. Now I really need to, not lock in, but I need to look at his color scheme, and it's quite simple. I'd say it's a little more on the simplistic side. So... hello? Oh, that's actually the color. Oh, that's the same layer. No wonder. Yeah, that's where the color went. Okay. So we need that lighter. Something like that. So yeah, we're gonna try to paint this today. As you can see, there is a little bit of texture here. But yeah, I can say I haven't played, obviously I didn't play all of Final Fantasy 16 in like 3 days. But from what I have played, it's good. It's good. Don't want his skin tone to be too dark because then that'll contrast and collide with the rest of everything. So what if I do the paint bucket and go like that? Yeah, I think that'll be good enough just to paint over and fix later. Like, I'm not saying that I could do better, but the Silent Hill movie, especially adapting the most important and most widely beloved Silent Hill game, I mean, you can't get much worse than what they made. Doesn't get any worse than that. Like, I think this will go down in the Hall of Fame for, like, worst game adaptations ever. Game movie adaptations. It better. Right? Okay, his hair is too light. Needs to be a little darker. Yes, something more like that. Something a little more desaturated as well. Anyone can do better than that. Yeah. I think so. Like, they changed the story so drastically. Of course, I'm not going to say spoilers because that would be spoiling the not cinematic masterpiece, but the masterpiece that is Silent Hill 2. And that would be spoiling it. But let me just say that they changed it in more ways than one, and not for the better. I mean, hell, if it did it for the better, then I'd be talking about it, how good it is. But since it didn't do better, I'm not talking about how good it is. And see, I'm letting the hair pattern explosion hair. What do you mean? Oh, you mean his haircut? Kind of does look like in Harry Potter when that kid blew up the pot or whatever he was doing. Not pot, but you know what I mean. When he blew up whatever he was working on. Okay, so he has the little white part at the front there. Now on top. What do we do now? I think we should go for this part. I mean, he has a lot of colors. If you think a lot of colors are brown and white. And red for these gloves, of course. So I'm just going to go on a full gray here. See, I'm kind of... With the strokes here, I'm... No, you. My hair? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, my hair, huh? What do you mean? I don't have explosion hair. Mustache hair, more like. I mean, come on. This looks like I painted it with like very dry markers. You do? No, I don't. I don't have explosion hair. Going to do a little bit of shading here with just the layers of paint. It's not really shading, but just call it like kind of like adding texture before you add texture, you know what I mean? Alright, so skin, okay. So here I'm guessing I would need to add the eye white. No, that's not white. That's not white. What color is his eyes? Are they blue or something? They are blue. Okay, okay, okay. Forgot, you can't pan with this thing. That's not something that you can do with this pen. You can't pan with the pen. That's a funny sentence. Alright, I think I should join these all into one layer. And risk it. So I'm just going to save now. Hey, Groovy! Welcome in, welcome in. Hope you're all doing great. Yeah, we're doing great. Hope you're doing good, too. Doing good, very good, very good. I think we should give him very vibrant blue eyes. Let's do a little bit of, like, shading here. Like, pre-shading, kind of. You know, I said I was gonna do this. I said to myself, I'm gonna do this painting in black and white and then use gradient maps to add the color. And what does it look like I'm doing? I am not doing that. That's for sure. That's for damn sure. I'm not adding color with gradient maps. Oh, whatever. We can fix that later. But I've never really done a painting style like this. But we're going to give it a try. So let's take this and make it a little bit redder. A We're gonna go under the eyes just a little. That's too dark. That's too dark, too dark, too dark. Go a little brighter, and then on the nose as well. That's not vibrant enough, so we need to... something like that. You want to give him a little bit of life at least. Blending. And then take it like that, do some... go over it like this a little bit, and blend. Let's lay down some basic shadows. Make that the contour for the nose. Look at me out here using these big words. Like the big man that I am. You know, I don't know how this looks on other displays, though. So I may have to make it more vibrant for you guys. So when you look at it on a normal display, it doesn't look like crap. Huh, okay. Well, that's something I'm going to have to take into consideration. Okay, can't erase. But I guess we can use gradient maps to make the shadows more vibrant later on, and use layer styles and all sorts of little techniques and tricks of the digital world, digital trade. Okay, this color, and just make this color this much darker. But wait, this is supposed to be white? Whatever, no one's gonna care. Where's my phone at? It just... Ah, here we go. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. Okay. Yep. Alright, so... just lay down these rough tones. But yeah, one thing that Final Fantasy 16 did for me was it was kind of surprising, like, the language that they were using. Like, they were cussing and stuff, and I was like, not in this Christian household. I am making a joke. But I was also a little surprised at the amount of, like, you know, in the beginning, I mean, this isn't really spoilers, don't think you could consider this spoilers, but you know, when they're running from the giant rocks, falling on them, how they were just like cussing up a storm. Like, I know they're British, and the British do use a lot of vulgar language. That is true. But like in a Final Fantasy game, this is one of the first games in the Final Fantasy series to be rated 18 plus. And that was not surprising, but just like different. I don't know, if anyone here played Final Fantasy 16, what did y'all think of it? Think of the, you know, the overall shift. I mean, hey, I'm coming from Final Fantasy 7, where all the curse words were bleeped out. First of all, it was the game was, you know, there was no voice acting, right? So it was just down to the text, and they would use like, you know, cartoon ways of censoring the bad words and stuff, and I thought that was creative. You know, so it doesn't bother me because I could care less, but it's just different. Alright, I think I need to take this and make him a little wider. No, not that one. I think his eyebrow needs to be a little bit more, grumpy. Alright, bigger strokes here. Make that a clipping layer and multiply. I like it because it feels like a real conversation. I mean, yeah. That's true. Okay, I don't want to focus on the colors right now. I just want to focus on the values. So let's focus on those values for now. And then we can add color layer later. Okay, first of all, this is really rough here. That needs fixing. This isn't truly black and white, is it? Kind of. Oh, by the way, Fabian, have you played any other Final Fantasy games? You know, because you enjoyed 16. Or at least you said you enjoyed 16. And well, I was just wondering if you tried any other Final Fantasy games. Because they are good and they are worth playing. At least a lot of them are. No, I haven't yet. Okay, okay. Oh, that would be here. Well, you should definitely either play Final Fantasy 7, 9, or 15 next. Either of those is all a good choice. Because I'd say a lot of the Final Fantasy games are great, but doesn't mean a lot of them need to be played. It's not necessary to play all of the Final Fantasy games, is what I'm saying. You said 7, 9, and 15? Yes, those are at least my favorites. The ones that I would recommend playing. And you know, some of those are relatively cheap on, you know, PS5. And most consoles, you know. Because you can pick up like most of the Final Fantasy games on modern consoles these days. Like the most important ones, right? Except for 13 and the 13 games. I think 7. Well, don't play the remake. Don't play the remake. Play the OG. Play the original. Because the remake is like, it's good. Like I'm playing through the remake. You know, it's a good game. It's very good. But the thing is with the remake is there's some changes here and there that you know, just play the original first and then go play the remake, because the remake on PS5 now is only 1/3 of the original story. So you have Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is like the first 5 to 6 hours of the original. Then you have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is the other third, and then Part 3 isn't out yet, so you're gonna have to wait if you want the full story of Cloud and stuff like that. So I would definitely say hold off on playing the remake yet. I mean, it is good. It is absolute cinema. The voice acting is great, but maybe not for the first experience of Final Fantasy VII. Your face camera was flashing or something? Yeah, that's like the auto white balance baloney crap that it tries to fix on the fly. It's fine. It's just because it's getting darker outside. It's slowly growing darker. Give me 1 second. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII and stuff like that, those games are always going on sale, like a lot. So you can pick those up relatively cheap these days. I need to move this eye just a little. You'll never guess what I found in a secondhand store recently. I was in there, right? And they have like, you know, PS2 games and stuff like that on the shelf. And so of course, I had to go look. And I went and looked, and guess what I found? I found the frickin' iToy. The iToy, does anybody remember that? That was crazy. I was like, no way that I found the iToy in just a random friggin' secondhand shop. It was so funny. It was XD so random. Of course I didn't buy it because I don't have a PS2. And I certainly ain't buying a PS2 just to play the iToy. You know, never ever doing that just to play one game. Yeah, I just keep seeing so many versions of FF7. And I just get so confused. Yeah, it is confusing when they're like, here's Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, that's the original from 1997. Good. And here is Final Fantasy VII. That's the remake from 2020. And here's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Advent Children, which is a movie that I also found in the same secondhand store that same day. And it's like, brother, no wonder you're like, no one can keep up with your series. You have so many games. with so many names. And that rhymed. Watch out, Eminem, I'm coming for you. But yeah, just play like the original. It may look the worst. It may look bad. But believe me, it is the full story. And then go play the remakes. I'm like, wait. Is it a remake of a remake? No, not quite. It's a remake of a remaster. That's what it is. A remaster that they released back in 020 of 013 on Steam. Make that a little darker. See, this is why it's good to work in values first. And then move on to color, because you can just make it as dark as you want, and then, you know, get all the values correct, and then go back and add the color later. And that's only if you want to. You don't need to add all that color. Yeah, like, I own the remake, the first part of the remake for Final Fantasy VII twice. Because I bought it on Steam, and then realized my PC's too weak. And then that same day, it went on sale on PS4, so I just bought it there. And now I own it twice. And now that I have a Steam Deck, I can play it at the same time. Simultaneously. On Steam and on consoles, so it's a big thing. But yeah, the remake is definitely not bad. Like, I'm not fully against remakes, but sometimes I feel like they're a bit too overused. Like, they play the remake card too much these days. It's like, oh, this game's mildly old? Remake. We're out of ideas? Remake. Like, I didn't think Dead Space needed a remake, but apparently, EA saw it fit. EA. It's in the game. It's in what game? FIFA 28? Ha 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 ha. That's so funny. That's so funny. What games? EA, what games? Am I thinking of the right developer here? Or am I hallucinating? But yeah, if you haven't tried just doing values, starting a digital painting off with values, you should definitely try it, because I'm not going to say it's going to change the way you paint forever, but it definitely is an eye-opening one. And then you can just add color later if you want to, or not. Sly Cooper remake wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, I guess that would be cool. I've never played Sly Cooper. And I also don't think I sound like him, like, at all. But yeah, I think that would be cool. But knowing Sony in 2026, they probably won't do that. And just to let you know, this is all on one layer, by the way. So that's cool. Now I have no idea how... okay, we're not doing that. Like, I have no idea how, like, what's it called? It's definitely an eye-opening one. I think you should open your eyes before you start drawing. Yeah, I've been here blindfolded this whole time. Surprise. Shocker. I can't see. What is Tyler 1 doing? Does anybody remember that one? I can't see. Oh, and guys, don't worry about it. I have some ideas for YouTube videos. I don't know when I'll be able to do those, but I'm just saying I have ideas. Now we'll get to that eventually. This looks good? Yeah, I think it does. I should do more of this. Am I right? I should do more of this. Okay, I actually don't hate this that much. Okay, what is this? Okay. No, what are you opening? And thank you. Yeah, I think it looks good too. Like, I don't know how it's going to look when I turn that off. Oh, wait a minute. Was the black and white on at all? No, it wasn't on. Okay, now it is. Now it is. See, if you just do it in grayscale... Okay, that is barely a difference. I'll just leave it on. It's very subtle, so I don't hear it all the time. What? I can't... I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, I must have forgotten. I seem to have forgotten what I said. Does anybody care to remind me what I said? Sounding like Sly. Oh, yeah. I mean, if I put it on, then... Yeah, and, like, listen very, very hard, then maybe. But I'd say 99% of the time, it's a no. I know I'm spending a lot of time on the face, and it kind of is an important part, which is, like, the focal point. So, yeah. Anyways, maybe I should add little reflections? Crime? I haven't stolen anything. Yet. Now he just looks glossy. Now he's Ken. Because he's so glossy. See what I mean? Just a few lines can make it look completely different. Now just a little tiny bit this way. That's actually dark. So, that's a bit too dark. Okay. Now use the blender. Oh, and I forgot to mention this, like, a long time ago. Someone asked me, I don't know if I can't remember if I said this or not, but somebody asked me to do a voiceover for a YouTube short for someone's channel, and I did, and yeah, so that was very cool. They were just like, hey, do you want to do this short? I'll send you the script. And I was like, sure, send it over. And I read it in the first take, and then I was done, and it's out now. I don't think we've watched it on stream. The face is always important, because if the face is bad, then they find the whole drawing bad. That is very true. That is very true. And something that I'm very well aware of. You know, with the whole face not looking good part. Because, believe me, I've done that a lot. It's a very easy thing to mess up. Can we see it? Yeah, I think so. If you all want to see it, then I think I have it up here. Okay, here it is. Yes, it is here. Okay, 1 second. Let me pause the music. And we will watch the short. As you can see, I was credited there. So I did this in one take. But yeah. I had no idea what the context of it was, so if it sounds a little stiff, that's not me. Just tell me if it sounds right. And you know what? I'll just turn this up here. And yeah. So enjoy.
So I drew my friend's OC without telling her. Hi, I'm Happy Brightfish, and today I'm surprising my friend with a drawing of her and her favorite VTuber.
Do you know the way?
This is her art. She's laughing here because she dared him, and he lost, so he shaved his eyebrows. This is my art. Did I do her OC justice? Tell me in the comments.
So yeah, that was the video that was the result. So yeah, that they just sent over the script, and I had zero context for what the visuals were going to be. But I just read it the best I could, and yeah, so I felt really good about that. But yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I think it was pretty good. If I could do it over again, you know I would, because now that I know the video, I would do it a lot more like animated and put more oomph behind it. You know, I was a little bit a little tired at the time, and you know, just like didn't know what was going on in the video. But yeah, so the video has been out for like 2 weeks, and I totally forgot to bring it up on stream. Show me that again. Yeah, the tone of your voice could have been better. You know, I was like, I didn't know what was happening, and so it was but they liked it, and the owner of the channel liked it as well. So if they're happy with it, if the client's happy with it, then I'm happy with it. You know? I don't know who said that. It was Jeff Bezos, probably. You know, so... True. What was that? Nice. True. Yeah. So, you know, if I make a drawing and you're all like, oh, yo, that looks so good. And I'm like, I hate that, but I'm just gonna not say that I hate that as much. Show me the vid again. I missed it. Don't worry about it. You can find it. It's on the internet. It's on the interwebs. So... See, if I did more paintings like this, and spent like 1,000,000 years doing the rendering, then my streams would be so much longer and better quality and stuff. Okay, so I've been looking at this shadow here this whole time, and I've been thinking that it's not quite what I want. But, you know, I said, if you ever need me to do another short, I'm right here. And I'd be glad to do another one. And next time I will do better. Yes, do that. That was great. But do that this time, but better. Oops, there's a little hair strand up here that needs to be gotten rid of. Alright, now I'm going to do the thing where you take a lighter strand of hair, and you like put them like over here like that. Like these are barely even noticeable, but I notice them, and that's my problem. Like, look at this. This is that. I'm going to do that TikTok art trend thing. You don't know what your colors look like. See, they look bright over here, but when you bring them out, they're actually this color. That's insane. Or like here, this one. Like, you don't know that. Oh my god! Yeah, so anyway, if my hair looks like a mess, that's because number one, it is, and number two, I'm growing my hair out long again, and it's kind of in that ugly phase, you know, when it doesn't want to do what you say do. So I'm just like, screw it, let it go. No one cares. It's the content that y'all are here for, hopefully, and not the appearance of the host. I think that's a very good way to put it. Oh yeah, I just noticed that over on my other monitor, this is perfectly black and white. But when I look at it on my drawing tablet here, then it looks like, what's it called? It looks kind of brownish, like sepia, not perfectly black and white. So there's definitely, so grays and whites are more, the color temperature is completely different between the two different things. Kind of like how your hair looks at the moment. Yeah, but it's matted and kind of disgusting looking. This sign behind me is dying by the day. Like, this thing has barely been on long at all. It's getting to the point where I just need to leave it off. Or it needs a new batteries. It needs a new batteries. Yeah. That sign is staying wherever I go now. I'm really dreading flipping this canvas. Okay, it's not that bad, but I think it does need a few improvements here and there. Like, maybe the hair shouldn't puff that much. Clip Studio almost crashed just then. I could feel it. I could feel it in my bones. Alright, let's lay down a new base color on this thing because... See, that's the good thing with doing, like, one layer paintings, because you can just cover it up again and then say, I don't like that. And then go back and fix that. Yeah, I'd like to do painting sessions on the Discord server sometime. I think that would be fun. Joe's birthday isn't dying. Nope, not anytime soon. Let's make that lighter up here to do kind of a soft sort of highlight here. Not soft as in actually being soft, but more of a less offensive... What the hell? Oh, there was crap here. I didn't see that. Could y'all see that? I didn't know. Speaking of birthday, mine's next week. Oh my god. Nice. Damn, I would say happy birthday, but number one, the German gods would come and kill me for saying early happy birthdays. Because in Germany, it's believed that it's bad luck if you say happy birthday to someone before it's their actual birthday. I have yet to find conclusive evidence that it does. But yeah. I think you're streaming that day too. Don't know. Oof, that's an eraser. Yeah, see, the only problem with painting on one layer is that, you know, it's one layer, so you don't get to do like erasing and stuff. But that's not a problem if, you know, you just have undo. You have the Control Z's. The Dragon Ball Control Z. The Dragon Ball Control Z gods are here to help you. You know. Man, PCAT, I'm going to say this right now. We've raided into a few of her streams before. She really knows how to make a good brush. This is a... You know, I've been using her brush for a while now. It is really top tier. Very good. I like it a lot. Okay, I don't think I should do this. Because if you look at his jacket... You know, his actual frickin' hood thing here, then you'll quickly realize that he has... that it doesn't do whatever I'm trying to make it look like it does. So we're going to change that very quickly. Wow, it looks brown here. This color that I'm painting with now is brown on my monitor. Like, I don't know if it'll photograph correctly. Let's see. Come on, phone, you're a little faster than that. Yeah, here we go. Let me see. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. But see, that's not... Oh my god. See, that's not gray, that's brown. So I'm seeing brown over here on my monitor. So I need to look up at the OBS preview. I mean, this is an ultra, like, 4K screen or whatever, you know, so... Of course the colors will be a lot more accurate. But I don't think brown was the answer. Can I, like, find a mid-tone here? On my own without using a frickin' blending brush? Because I think the blending just makes it too stiff, maybe. I think that'll be good enough. Yeah, that's a good enough gradient. Did y'all see that? Now, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Jared Leto, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, whatever. First of all, they're doing a new live-action He-Man movie, which on its own is disappointing enough. But then they have Jared Leto playing freaking Skeletor. Ha 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 ha, He-Man, you know. And I was like, dude, what? You just did Morbius. Like, you don't recover from Morbius, man. Like, I was flabbergasted. I was begeistert, as they say in Germany. Yeah, that emote explains it perfectly. That was me. That was my face. I was like... Ugh. Brother, ugh, what is that? What's that, brother? Then my brother, then actually my brother did see it, and he was like, ugh, what the hell? I feel like I've been scammed and nothing's even happened yet. Nah, we'll see. Like, there was already a freaking He-Man movie in the 80s, or 90s, whatever, with Dolph Lundgren. Does anybody remember Dolph Lundgren? And this one's going to be live action. It's Morbin time. You're going to have It's Morbin time playing Skeletor. I know they didn't actually say that in the movie, but it's still a funny meme regardless, and I'm going to be making fun of Morbius till the end of time. Okay, we need that one. I remember Dolph Lundgren's Master of the Universe. Yeah, I haven't personally seen it, but I remember it. But like... damn. Really can't move on from 45-year-old IPs. It's like, brother, He-Man's been dead and buried for... no, well, I don't want to say that and come across as a jerk, but it's kind of been forgotten for like 25 years at this point. And it's like, I don't think people today, besides fans of He-Man, care about He-Man. You know, kids today, they got their freaking iPhones and iPads and freaking iToy on the PlayStation 2. I mean, come on. Alright, time for some highlights. You know, of course, I remember Masters of the Universe, He-Man, and all those older IPs, but, like, I don't think most people, you walk up to them on the street and say, hey, do you know what Masters of the Universe is? I don't think most people will know. I do too. Okay. Well, at least some people know. Alright, I think... what is that? Okay, I think that's good so far. I still need to do the sword, which I completely forgot about. There's still a lot of rendering left to do here, but... like, this is on one layer, dudes. Later, dudes. Like, look at that. That's one friggin' layer. That's crazy. But yeah, I'm going into Final Fantasy 16 mostly blind. I did watch a little bit of CDog VA's video when he played Final Fantasy 16 a few years ago, when it first came out. But I didn't make it far into that video because I had to go and do other things. So I'm basically going in blind, like I don't remember anything. I knew about Clive because, of course, you know, I'm in the, not in the Final Fantasy fandom, but, you know, I watch, I see a lot of Final Fantasy stuff, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm not completely oblivious to what's going on, but I don't know, you know, story-wise. I'm completely clueless. And I'm going to keep it that way. I'm going to take some of these harder edges and smooth them out a little bit here and there. And considering that we've been going for only an hour and 45 minutes and we already have all of this here, I'd say that's pretty good, lads. I'd say that's pretty good. And not bad. So how do we do gradient maps? I don't know how to do this. Well, these are gradients. That's a gradient. That's cool. I think we should use a gradient, though, on one layer. What is this? What layer is this? That's not the sketch. I don't know what's on here. Delete it, I guess. I'm gonna take some white and then go something like that. That's not correct. Wait a minute. Did the gradient change color? No, it didn't. Manga gradient? Whatever that did. Okay, we're also going to figure out some stuff here. Okay, that's just an eraser. Okay, cool. That just erases what's going on there. We're definitely going to add a gradient like that, but I need to... what's that? Oh my god. Okay. Blue sky. That's very bright. This stuff is so bright, dude. We're going to go and layer on top. Whoa, what is that? Whoa, that's crazy. Do you see that? Wow. Wow. That's crazy looking. I like that. I don't like that, but you know what I mean. Now this Clip Studio stuff is pretty crazy, if you ask me. Okay, now this is going to be the color that I choose. White. Too bright. Not strong enough. We don't want it to be too strong, but we also don't want it to be like ultra weak. You know what I mean? I guess we could take and lower the opacity of that. Yeah, I think that's fine. Now maybe we could go here and up the contrast a little bit with a filter. Distort effect. No. Render. Sharpen. Adjust line width. No, thank you. I think I'm good. I mean, there's no way I'm going into... Well, look at this light. There we go. There, now there's some more light. And the camera turned off. Yippee. Alright, where's the camera at? There you are. I'll turn the music down just a little bit, so it's not too overwhelmingly loud. Oh, there's the moon up there. I see the moon. Okay. Now, I don't know how gradient maps work in freaking Clip Studio. But I do know of one way that I could do it. I could use an overlay layer, I think. Yeah, I could use an overlay layer for like skin color and stuff. So to add color, you could do that. You know, something like that. But also the problem is that you know what? No problem, actually. It lightens everything under there. So that's a big problem. How do we go about darkening, upping the contrast? File, edit, maybe? You know, I'm very new to Clip Studio. So, and also very clueless. Now we'll figure this out. Whatever. Something that we could do is like the ultra lazy way of doing it. Clip that there. Make this perfectly black. And fill it in. Alright. So here we have that. Now that just makes everything darker, but I think we could do multiply. Which don't do jack. But that makes in turn everything darker. All I want to do is bring up the contrast. Okay. There must be some sort of way of... upping the contrast somewhere. Whatever, we'll just continue working on like the sword and stuff. And then once we get to putting it all together and with color, we'll worry about that later. Okay, so that's the baseline of the sword. Now what I think I should do is I should take this sword. Well, first of all, let's just erase Clive here. I keep mixing him up with Blythe from Elden Ring. Like the names. Okay. No, not like that. There we go. I mean, I guess this is why I like digital. It has lots of features and lots of pluses, but also it can sometimes create laziness, which is never, I wouldn't say never a good thing in the creative art process, but it can be a little bit, you know, it can take your confidence down, you know, like line confidence and stuff, but if you've already been drawing, then that's not a freaking problem. Erase that up there. Yeah, I was going to ask in a poll what game I should play next on stream, because we do have quite the variety, as you may say. Quite the variety of games that we could play. Not only ones that I've already played, but also ones that I haven't played yet. So like literally every indie game in the last 10 years. The overlay? Okay, we'll delete the overlay. Here. Okay, I better turn this into a black and white layer as well. Now the hilt for this sword might be a little difficult. Alright, now we need this darker here. Oh, I think it's lighter because of the overlay layer. Okay, we'll get rid of the overlay, that layer, and then we'll just do the basic rendering like this. Then we'll put the light on top of it later. Save. I almost closed it. But if I did push close, it would not do anything. Okay, I'm going to use a darker color here. But yeah, Final Fantasy 16 has some really complex designs and stuff for like armor and things like that. But I feel like most fantasy games do that. Take this one, then darker like that. Now this, of course, will be shiny once we get to it. Once we get to that stage, it will be a very shiny piece of material. I may make that darker here. Now we need to make the grip. The wraps here. Hold on. I can very easily fix this problem here without going back and doing all this crap. And also I see that one little strand there. If you're tired of dealing with too many layers, then don't. Then just don't deal with layers. Now I kind of want it to be a little bit, you know, sticking out like this, because it is wrapped cloth, and wrapped cloth does what wrapped cloth does, and looks like this. Okay. I want it to look a little bit, not perfect, but I want it to look a little bit like weathered, maybe. You know, where it's uneven, that's what we want. Alright, I will be right back. Give me like a minute. I'll be back in like 1 minute. So, see you in a second. Okay. And my camera broke too. That was funny. There we go. Make this little part metal here. I could definitely see where the challenge may come from doing wholly single layer artwork challenge type of deal, because that can get a little weird if you want to do something like this and not have to delete literally everything that you've done. So yeah, you may say that I'm cheating a little bit by doing this here, but it's not a one layer challenge. Alright, now we're going to take the blender here. That's only slightly darker. Like barely even noticeable. It's gonna have to be darker than that for me to notice it. Okay. Like, as you may be able to tell, I've taken some inspiration from Breath of the Wild, kind of with the way they rendered their concept art for the game, for the way that I render stuff. And that's because I really love Breath of the Wild. I could care less about Nintendo in 2025, or 2026. Correction, 2026. But like, Breath of the Wild is a great game. No wonder I spent like over 500 freaking hours in that game. I mean, there was a reason There's a reason why. Just to add a little texture here, I'll go in with a big brush and then just add like small things here and there. Now let's use gray here and go straight down. Have to put that behind his back because swords be like that. You kind of have to wear swords on your back for that to work. Go a little bit darker. Well, not a little bit, but like a lot. Like the combat in Final Fantasy 16 feels really good. Like, you know, it's relatively similar to 15, you know, in the way that it acts, kind of. But that's not a bad thing. Like, I kind of like 15's combat, except for the magic. The magic system was a little bit bleh. But everything else about 15 was great. I actually liked it a lot. I mean, so did 10 million other Final Fantasy 15 owners. Like, that's one of the best-selling Final Fantasy games ever. Like, I don't know how many copies 16 sold. How many copies did 16 sell? Somebody get the numbers on that. That would be greatly appreciated. I'm not holding a gun up to your head, but if someone could go and do that for me. Mm-hmm. Damn, phone keeps going crazy. I should just keep it up here at this point. Anyway, I hope everybody's enjoying the stream. Because I know I am. Because this is a fun piece to work on. I am. Very good, very good. Well, you know, it's my job to be here and entertain, you know, whoever's here. So I'll do my best to do that. Now this material is looking pretty plain, so I should just go over it. You know what I think would be cool? If the artist, you may know him, Mark Burnett, if he did live streams, that would be so cool. I'd watch him. Live streams of him drawing and stuff. I'd like that. I should up the contrast on this. Yep, I know him. You know, that would be cool. For those who don't know, he's the YouTube art school guy. And I do like his art. It's very good. And he used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. Fun fact, I guess. Okay, maybe the sword needs to be a little bit smaller. And what I like about Clip Studio and digital in general is that I could highlight those two layers that are in completely different areas and then just shrink it down like that. And bada bing, bada boom, we got the sword handle. The sword hilt. Sword stuff. Alright, so I'm thinking if there's nothing else here, then I should put these three together. Huh? Okay, I need to do that then. Alright, that's him. So maybe higher contrast on the sword bits. Let's put both of those behind there. Just for consistency, I guess. And then put that there. Yeah, I knew that would do that. Okay. We'll put these two layers together. So it's one. So it's the whole sword hilt there. Now this one will be a multiply layer. Then we'll go over it with some dark, I think. To up that contrast a little bit, and then we'll go back and erase the parts that we don't want to be overly dark. We'll use a pen pressure brush just because it gives that that extra bit of oomph, you know what I mean? So I should take this very color and then go over that same point. You know, just make the shadows a little darker. On Clive. See, there's a difference there. Boom. Boom. Just that slight bit of darkness is good. Hopefully enough, I'm not going off screen too much. Jeez, that would be embarrassing. Alright, have that stick to that. Alright, see, this is where you can see some holes in the artwork. So we're going to go here. We're going to fill in those holes very quickly. Just the ink pen. Just to, you know, have the holes patched up and not be too obvious. Alright, delete that. I'll make a new multiply layer though. Now, I don't know how I would add the colors realistically, but we will see. We'll see how that goes. That's the multiply layer. Huh? Oh, that's it. Just hasn't been clipped yet. Okay. Alright, just a little bit more contrast here and there. Don't be scared of contrast, because that's kind of what adds to paintings. That's what makes, you know, just makes it pop a little more. And you don't want to have it look too flat. I mean, hell, someone may look at my art and be like, dude, that looks so flat. But, you know, at least I'm saying that I'm trying not to make it look overly flat, that is. Make that a bit bigger. Okay, I think this little point here, that needs to be a lot less. That's been messing with me this whole time. Not like it can't be there, but I think it just needs toning down a little bit. Okay. I think that's good for the black and white. no color version. But see, that's the difference. It's slight, but it's real. It's barely noticeable, but it does just look better in general. Okay, so let's put that in the folder. Let's put that in the folder. What is this? I don't know. Whatever it is, it's going in the folder. This is going to be called Clive. So now here, we're going to try to add that color. Now, I don't know how I would do the color. I'm trying to think. Would it be like an overlay? Just going to start with the skin tone and then, you know, if that looks right. See, that just, the overlay makes it color burn. I mean, that does look good, but you know, we'll do another layer on top here with the color burn. That's laggy. It's very laggy. And then we'll just bring that down quite a few notches. It's just a tad darker. Huh. Okay, open that. Clip that to there. You know what? Just gonna leave it at that. We're gonna leave it at that. Okay. Add. That did not do anything. Aha, it does that. Alright, that's not cool. Hard light, vivid light. I mean, that looks cool, but not what I want. Linear burn? I mean, that could do it. For like skin tone? Yeah, I think that might work. Undo that and clip that layer to the one below. And now we can use overlays. What did I use? Was it a linear burn? Alright, let's add the blue of his eye here. Oh wow, that's very, very dark. Okay, we'll just try color burn. Nope. Lighten? Okay, that just lightens the color underneath. I have barely any idea what most of these layers do, if I'm being honest. So we're just gonna give it a try. I mean, that's still black and white for y'all. I mean, this is skin tone for me. Okay, I'll get it to look like skin tone on the other monitor. And then... I mean, hell, I can't... Monkey needs to figure out why. I mean, I guess black and white is good enough, but I do want to know how the gradient maps work. Wait, let me go to the internet. Please load internet. Where are Clip Studio Paint? Gradient map. Where is under the layer menu for non-destructive layers, edit, direct, okay. Under the layer menu. Layer settings. No. Gradient map. There we go. Okay, so then I guess we choose the color like this. So let me select, no, that's wrong. Let me select the face and skin here. And then can I do the gradient map? Where was it? There we go. Yes, I can. That's good. Let's choose a color. Yeah, we'll try that. And then we can delete the gradient map. That's good. Now let's try a gradient map for the hair. Let's go here like this. Wait a minute, we can just go like that. Up. What is this, Harry Potter trying to do the friggin' the brooms? Up. Up. I'm sorry if I'm not talking a lot. I just need to really like lock in and figure out how all this gradient map crap works. Now let's use brown. Like a brown color like that. Okay. I mean, I guess gradient maps work better if you're using multiple layers. And I'm sure there's better ways of doing this. Better than, at least better what I'm doing. You know, I think it adds to that look that I want. Okay, the colors are vastly different from my screen to the way it's looking to you guys. But I will adjust that. Given time, I will adjust that. Now, can I just go in and edit it? Okay, that just adds more. I guess we could do more saturation in a minute. Like, alright. Let's do that again for the skin. I think we can just add to it. Layer. Gradient map. All right. I like it that you can go back and draw on the gradient maps themselves. Which tells me it's really quality. Not really quality, but I like it a lot. It is a quality product. That's what Clip Studio Paint is. It's very high quality. And it's incredibly easy to use. Like, I haven't really used Krita on this tablet. Not really. Alright, I'm gonna go and now add the gradient map for the shirt here. I'm not gonna make it completely gray. I'm gonna kind of add a sort of like a off-white color to it. Alright, layer there, and gradient map. So this is black, but what I want to do is kind of change the color of it just enough to be a little different. Let's do like this. And of course we want it dark, but we'll saturate it. Yeah, I think that looks good. You don't want it to be too much. We don't want it to be too harsh of a shift. Trying to get it to look good for regular displays. Because it always looks different on my monitor here than it does on other displays like my phone and stuff like that. It always looks different. And then later I can go back and desaturate what we have here. Alright, eraser time. Now we need a gradient map for the blue here of his eye. I know this is a bit long-winded and like, oh, get to it, get to the point already, you know. But then I can go on top later and make it darker if I want to. Now on top of this gradient map, I'm going to do a little bit of lightening up. A bit of darkening up too. See, I think gradient maps are meant to be used like both sparingly and, you know, not as the main color itself. All right, well, this one, no, this one, yes. So let's go in. I think if I used a little bit of brown on this armor part here. Yeah. Okay. Gradient map. It's very black, but we can fix that. Just barely anything. Make that bigger. Okay. Alright, so there is lines being put down. Okay, well, I think this looks pretty good. How long have we been going? 2 hours 44. Let me sign it real quick. That. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Well, guys, I think that this was a pretty successful and good painting. You know, I've never really done painting like this before, especially on stream. So, yeah. Anyways. Jeez, I need to drink more water. I think that was good. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell. Do all that good jazz to keep you notified when I upload once every 5 months. Now, I do want to add a little bit here and there extra. I know, even more being added. It's amazing. But we're going to go here. And I think I should put everything in a folder here. It'll look messed up until it doesn't. Or it'll just look messed up. Oh wait, I forgot. There's like a red up here. I completely forgot about that red color. I want to add a little bit of like a bluish glow. I don't know, maybe I can still do that. Just have to see if it'll agree with me today. Then a little bit of reddish here. Now blend this out. Now blend that out. And make this an overlay. Or maybe like a color burn? Color dodge will do. Maybe if we lessen it a little. Okay. Well, guys, I think that just about does it for the painting. But first I need to export the time lapse. So Let's export all of it. I don't know how long this is. 3 minutes. Well, what if we kept it a little brief and made it like a minute long? Well, I can always speed it up later, so we'll just keep it as this here. Size. (1080p). No watermark. Show the Clip Studio logo. I mean, I could edit that out later. Yeah, okay. Alright, I think that turned out pretty good, all things considered. You guys let me know what you think of the painting. This will take a minute to export. And my PC is going to probably freeze a little bit. And the stream will lag while it's exporting it. But that was a almost 3-hour painting. I mean, hell, it would be good enough for concept art, I guess. In its own way. But yeah, this is the... I think I might do more paintings like this in the future. Because it is fun to paint things. You know, I've done real paintings. Like, I'll show you. Like, I've shown this one before. But it's always cool to show things to new people. You know, it's this nice painting. This was from a while back. But I did that with acrylic paints in about 4 days. 4 days, something like that. 4 or 5 days. So, of course, it wasn't as quick as this here. You know, I have fun doing painting in different styles like that. And it's good practice. Because I may do manga art like this. Alright, Clive artwork.mp4. Yes. Save that. And now I will save this as a JPEG. There we go. Alright. Well, guys, I think this is the perfect conclusion for the end of the week. I hope you all enjoyed today's stream. I know I did. Had really a lot of fun talking about Final Fantasy and whatever else. Let's turn on that sign. There we go. Just for the outro. You know, take care of yourselves. Have a good weekend. Have fun drawing. Doing whatever you want. I'm not your boss. But yeah, I'll see you guys in February when that happens. So, I'll see you next time. Have a great weekend, and I will see you all on the next stream. Bye-bye.